Everyone, please accept my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet.
Hare Krishna.
Wish you a happy Gopashtami and wish everyone a happy Gopashtami.
Thank you very much.
We welcome you, Gurudev, for the 21st session of Radha Sunya, Missing Mercy. And with you, we would like to seek your blessings to start ahead with the session, today's session.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Gurudev. To start with the session, first I will just like to make quick announcement is we have interpretation in Hindi and Portuguese. So request devotees to click on the globe icon and select your preferred language. हिंदी में भी भाषांतर होगा तो ग्लोब आइकन पे क्लिक करके आपके लैंग्वेज आप सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. So now I would request, I would call upon Aman Prabhu to sing this beautiful bhajan, Maiya Ho Gai Charavan Jai, written by Surdas ji. It's a Braj bhajan. So I would like to request Aman Prabhu to come and sing this beautiful song.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
This song I have heard in the lectures of His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj, and I'll try to sing in the same melody as Maharaj had sung in his lecture. Maiya ho gai chara van jaiyo, Maiya ho gai chara van jaiyo. तू कही महर नंद बाबा सो, तू कही महर नंद बाबा सो, बरो भैयो न डरैयो, मैया हो गाय चरा वन जइयो. रैता पैता मना मन सूखा, रैता पैता मना मन सूखा, हल धर संग ही रहियो, मैया हो गाय चरा बन जइयो. वंशी वट तर ग्वालिन के संग, वंशी वट तर ग्वालिन के संग, खेलत अति सुख पैयो, मैया हो गाय चरा वन जइयो. ओदन भोजन दई दधि काबरी, ओदन भोजन दई दधि काबरी, भूख लगे तय खइयो, मैया हो गाय चरा बन जइयो. सूरदास है साखी जमुना जल सोहा, सूरदास है साखी जमुना जल सोहा, देहू जू न है हो, मैया हो गाय चरा वन जइयो. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Jaya Vaishnav Thakur, Surdas Thakur, Ami Tomar Kukur, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव. Its translation is as follows. Syam Sundar Krishna says, O mother, today I shall go out to graze the cows. Please tell Father Nand Maharaj that now I have grown up. I am no longer afraid. I'll go together with my friends Raita, Paita, Mana, Manasukha, and my elder brother Dav, Haldar, Balram. Under the shade of the Vamsi Vata tree, I shall play joyfully with all my cowherd girls. Please pack some rice and yogurt for me in the hanging basket so that when I feel hungry, I can eat. And mother, let the waters of the Yamuna bear witness. I promise before her that I shall not bathe in Yamuna. Surdas ji says, thus the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, though the eternal protector of all living beings, speak these sweet childish words only to increase the transcendental affection of his devotees. The Yamuna becomes the witness to his innocent vow. Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for this beautiful song. All right.
Thank you, Aman Prabhu, for such a nice song. It was really nice on a sweet pastime of the Lord Krishna. Thank you. Now, we would like to proceed for our one more surgery, today's surgery on Radha Shunya. The topic is witnessing the effects of Aparadha. Request all devotees to be ready with the notebooks and pen so that you can write your reflections. And Gurudev, I would request you to start with the class, today's class.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitya Ma Krishna Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Swami Nitya Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Satyai Vivekisha Nyavayi Pastataya Satyai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Yadita Shivasadi Ora Bhaktavi Krishna Nubhutananda Yadita Da Shivasadi Ora Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda
Priya Dvita Gadadara Siva Sati Gaur Bhakti Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Radha, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Hari Bol, Nitya Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupat Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Stutras Shri Srimad Divine Grace ISKCON Founder and Acharya Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Jayam Vishnupat Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astochara Satasya Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Guru Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Ghosh Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Shri Shri Hare Krishna Gopinath Gopinath Shama Kunda Kunda Giri Gaura ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Mathura Dham ki jai. Navadvip Maya ki jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai. Jamuna Maya ki jai. Ganges Maya ki jai. Tulsi Devi Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Oh, glory Satyam Guru. Oh, glorious Satsang devotees, all glories, all glories, all glory to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Buddha Krishna Swami Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Sri Sri Gaura Karma Shakti Bhakti. Right. Let's continue with our discussion. Radha Sunya. Radha Sunya, today we are on day 21, witnessing the effects of Aparadha. Why study these stories? We are sharing this story so that all of you will execute your devotional service more carefully. We are sharing this story so that all of you will execute your devotional service more carefully. We must also understand why devotees who have been doing well get weak and then fall. Otherwise, we might doubt the process, thinking that something is wrong with Bhakti Yoga or that it is too difficult. Yes, Bhakti Yoga, this process is a very big science, very, very big science. And whatever we do, it will show everything. Prabhupada said that. Everything we're doing will show at the time of death. Everything. So we should be aware. We should be aware of everything. Because we have hypocrites everywhere. Everywhere. They are hypocrites, pretenders, cheaters. Everywhere. Every organization you go in this world, you find many cheaters, many speculators, many pretenders, many hypocrites. So if one is not careful, one would think that either the process is not working or it is difficult. No, the process is very, very difficult. Prabhupada said, Bhagavad Gita 4:34 purport, Prabhupada said, the path of self-realization is undoubtedly very difficult. That is true. That is true. It's not an easy process, but it is possible. That is the point you should understand. It is possible. Otherwise, no one will attempt to follow it. And Krishna wouldn't waste his time to come and speak about it. No, his acharyas, his representative. They wouldn't waste their time to come and talk about something that did not work. There's no teacher I've not seen. I don't know if anyone of you, only one of you have seen. A teacher who will come to the classroom and say this to the student. I know that this is very, very difficult and nobody is going to pass my exam anyway. But I'm just doing it. Because I know very well that nobody is going to pass. I don't see any teacher who will do like that. So it is good for us to know the formula and follow the formula as strict as it is. If someone highly placed can fall, we may think, what is the hope for us? A lot of hope. Maya is an equal opportunity employer. As long as someone is eager to be employed by Maya, Maya will offer all kinds of opportunities that are tailored for that person. The protection formula. But if an individual maintains a sense of humility and compassion, constantly focusing on Shastra, honoring sadhus, and serving the Guru, then there is no question of losing the shelter of Radha and Krishna. As we go on serving under protection, there is constant acceleration and elevation. One will maintain ruchi taste, and there will be longevity in service. That is the, the area we should look into very carefully. If we maintain a sense of humility and compassion, we should do that. We should maintain a sense of humility, because this is what teacher would recommended as a means to chant Hare Krishna mantra successfully. Compassion. We already discussed what is compassion. Who can be compassionate? One who is selfless and cannot tolerate the sufferings of others. He is a compassionate person. That person will show compassion. So we should constantly focus on Shastra. You should study the Shastra. Prabhupada said scrutinizingly, scrutinizingly. Honoring sadhus, we should have respect. We should have respect for sadhus. Hear from them attentively. We should hear from them attentively. We should honor them. We should serve them. We should worship them. We should beg them. We should serve the spiritual master with the same mood. No false prestige. No false prestige. No false prestige. And then there is no question of losing the shelter of Radha. Yes. These are the process of nourishment. And one who is constantly nourished cannot be starving. A person who is starving is not having nourishment. So a person who is getting nourishment cannot become starved. They don't exist. They are separate. So we have nourishment for those who want to get nourished. And we have mentioned before that we are going to eat according to the quality of our hunger. If a person is not very hungry, will not eat much. But a person who is really hungry will eat and eat and eat and ask for more until he's satisfied. So the same thing we see in our Christian consciousness. Some people are very, very, very careful, very careful. They are diligently following their Christian consciousness. They practice humility, compassion. They constantly study the scripture very nicely, not to defend the deviation, but to fortify ourselves in Christian consciousness, protect ourselves, to understand exactly what we're doing, how to do it, and always check the result. They honor sadhu because they know that without sadhu is not possible. They serve the guru, and the result is coming. Their taste for Krishna is coming. Ruchi, the taste for Krishna, constant acceleration and elevation. When we maintain Ruchi, the taste, and as we continue to drink, we will be getting more. And it will go to eternity. Brahma Sokyam to Anantam. It will take us to eternity. Otherwise, the unfortunate downfall and consequential suffering that happens to Rupa Kaviraj, Dhira, Durvasamuni, and hundreds of others can happen to us. The Gurudev used to say regularly for those days, always he would say, Krishna has no favorite. Krishna does not have favorite. The Guru doesn't have favorite. Means that Bhagavad Gita 9:29. Samaham Sarva Bhuteshu Name Dvesha. Krishna is equal to everyone. Mayite Bhakti. But if there is a devotee, although Krishna is responding equally, but if one is showing some deep interest, appreciation, and is more hungry for Krishna consciousness, Krishna said, I will give the special attention also to that person. That is not the speciality, it is natural. That is natural. Yes, so two things are here, the part of success and the part of failure. Krishna demonstrated in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 62, 63, 62, 63, showed the part of failure, fall down. And the part of success, Rupa Goswami described it nicely. Part of success. Tata sadhu sangha. Ato sadha, tata sadhu sangha. Unmarathon liberty. That's the process of acceleration. Process of going up, 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 up until one get to prema. So this part is here. The two parts are here. Depends on our interest and our appetite for both. We'll get both of them. All right. So Varimuni's offense to Garuda. The very powerful yogi and mystic Obara Muni had undergone tremendous austerity, but he made an offense to Garuda, the Lord's personal carrier. Although he had been performing austerities underwater in a river, he saw two fish copulating and his mind became totally bewildered as a result of offending Garuda. Previously, he had regularly observed the fish without agitation or distraction. After he made this offense to a great Vaishnava, the Chit Shakti spiritual potency was withdrawn and he fell down. So Varimuni, after being agitated by the mating fish, now wanted to change his lifestyle. He wanted to pursue sex life. Yes. So Varimuni made offense of Garuda. Two offenses. As our chair has mentioned. Number one, Garuda has food is fish. So when he refused Garuda from eating, means what? They want him to die. He should not eat, means what? He should die. That's what it means. Second, he's cursing a superior person. He's cursing a superior person. It's an offense on his part. Because of these two things, although he have seen many times fishes mating, he have seen many times. Oh, his years in the Jamuna, and he was doing the austerity in the Jamuna. I know that powerful devotee, Kalindi, is supposed to be supported. But because he is offensive, the pure devotee, even though he is having association with another pure devotee, he was not protected. Kalindi didn't just cover him up. Oh, no, it's okay. He didn't do like that. Because they are all pure devotees, they have to show us by example. So when money fell down, we have seen them having sex for a long time. But today, you see, the same thing became disturbed. He couldn't continue with his austerity. And Gurudev said here, the Chit Shakti spiritual potency was withdrawn due to the offense he committed to a higher devotee, higher personality. So he became agitated. Now he wanted to get married. It's a fall down. Yes. So he gave up his meditation and came out to come and marry. And he married 50 wives. Yes, go ahead. Go forward. A material and spiritual failure. As a powerful yogi, he was quite capable of fulfilling his desires because he had Shakti, mystic power. The sage went to the king and requested him to give him one of his daughters in marriage. The king was amazed. He knew Subharamuni was a sadhu and was wondering what has happened. But he was also appalled because the Muni, who had been such an austere tapasvi, had been doing this meditation and breath in the water. Physically, he looked horrible. His body was wrecked from all of the austerities. So the king was looking at him, thinking, my daughter, how could he marry my daughter? This Muni is a material and spiritual failure. Material and spiritual failure. Previously, he may have looked wretched, but at least he was spiritually situated and renounced. Now he has nothing spiritually and nothing materially either, not even an attractive body. Who will like to punish his daughter by giving his daughter to a person who will not be able to take care of his daughter? So the king, knowing, very intelligent, he's a diplomat. So he didn't want to tell him no. So he said, okay, my dear Muni, look, check, ask any of my daughters who want to marry. I have no problem. Any one of my daughters want to marry you, so please, you can go ahead. This is a failure. If you say, no, you are a failure, look at you, look, just say, just look at you. He will take offense and will think that he has been insulted. He will think that he will minimize. So the king very gently, intelligently told him, because he knows none of his daughters is going to be interested in such a person. Spiritually, materially, failure. So he said, ask any one of them, anyone who is interested. It's not in my power. I cannot force anyone to marry you. But whoever agreed, I have no problem. So the Muni understood the mind of the king. He understood. The king does not want to offend him. Therefore, he had very carefully replied to him. So Subharamuni, because he still have the power with him, he still has some power. So he transformed his body back to a very young, attractive body. Yes? What do you say? Yes, he went and transformed himself, a young, but you can see that the king is surprised to see that even all his daughters were also attracted to him. But let us understand something here. Let us try to understand something here. What is happening here that we should not forget, which is not showing, it is not mentioned here. It's not mentioned in our scriptures here. It is not mentioned. by the Muni himself. But something we should see. What is that thing we should see? It's about the Muni. Something very special. That is that Subramuni has changed the container of the old wine he had. To change the container does not mean the old content is also changed. By using his mystic power to transform his body does not mean he's not aged. There is a difference. The difference is still very there. It's still very clear. It's there. The difference is there that he would never function as a young man, even though he has used the mystic power to do this. That cannot be removed. They say, however, because he had previously undergone austerity, had Shakti, even to the point that he could read the mind of the king. The king thought he would be able to trick the sage and announced, no problem. You come tomorrow and I will have all of my daughters, the princesses present. And if any one of them chooses you, then we have my full permission and blessing to marry her. So Bharimuni understood the king's mind and he left the palace. Since he had mystic power, he was able to completely transform his body. When he came back the next day, he looked so handsome, vibrant, that every one of the princesses was completely enthralled by his beauty and chivalrous behavior, and they all wanted to marry him. There were 50 of them, and he married them all. Yes? So what is the benefit of his having a mystic power now, or transforming his old body into a young body? We cannot compare the young body to the old body, which is now renewed. They are not the same. So what is the benefit of these exercises he has just performed? It is just that he has become a gross sense gratifier. As at old age, he's going to marry. This is 100 years. Now he's going to marry 50,000, 50 girls. 50 girls. His old age will tell on him while he's doing his household thing. It's a social business. His old age will tell on him drastically because he's not young. And if you look very carefully, you can see that his chest is showing that he's an old man, not a young man. Look at his arm. You can also see the same thing. It's an old man, not a young man. Yes. He tricked the king, but in actuality, he tricked himself. Exactly. Because it is not easy to maintain one wife, what to speak of 50. He is not Krishna going to transform himself into a 50 Subramuni. He has mystic power, but his mystic power is limited to 9 forms. He can only expand 9 forms, not more than that. And even if he's able to manifest 9 forms, he can only do one activity at the same time. Not like Krishna, who can do different activities at the same time. So he has not done anything wonderful here. He has simply expanded his failure. The former sage underwent tremendous endeavors trying to take care of and satisfy his wives and children. He said he was thinking, how have I complicated my life so much? That is the point. That is the end of it. What had really happened was that he lost his sense of direction and focus. He had lost his spiritual strength due to the Aparadha. That is what is happening. It has not done anything so wonderful here for an intelligent and experienced person. So the man has not done anything so wonderful here. He has simply increased his illusion. He is lamenting for that. All right? Aparadha, very dangerous. Going internal through reflection. Recognizing spiritual weakness, 10 minutes. There are times where we feel choked in our spiritual lives. We have no desire to read. We have more trouble chanting. We have difficulty hearing and associating, which leads to the inevitable conclusion that some sort of aparadha has brought on such problems in our spiritual lives. Here is personal reflection. Have I experienced periods where spiritual practices felt choked? Can I identify patterns between my attitude towards others and my spiritual vitality? Discussion. How do we distinguish between normal spiritual ups and downs versus apparat induced difficulties? Very good. Haribo devotees, you have 10 minutes to go deep into the reflection. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, we have 10 minutes and now we will shift you in the breakout rooms, and the representatives will be names will be already written on the representatives. So please reflect and note down your points and discuss and share the reflections later on. Welcome back from the breakouts room. I guess everyone is here. I request all the representatives to raise their hands, and one by one, then we can ask them to share the reflections of the group. Okay, we just have one. Okay. So we can start with Brahmani Mataji. You can unmute yourself and share the reflections.
Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev. Please accept our most humble obeisances and we would like to speak.
Hare Krishna.
So we have shared that some of the experiences with being stuck in spiritual life, it has been noticed that they come when material desires arise in the heart. So the taste for the sadhana goes completely away. Another devotee shared that they had a serious fall down, that they couldn't feel any excitement, any enthusiasm. So that devotee resorted to wait for the whole year to reach Kartika month again, because she knew that she would feel again inspired due to the association she would get. And she's having that current experience, having your association and from all the devotees in our precious Radha Sunya course. And studying the Aparadhas made her understand what happened. But she understood that she must be at whole time policing herself until she gets very strong. Otherwise, there is no chance of keeping the enthusiasm. Another devotee also shared that they went through a similar period. Due to being involved in administration, he noticed that offenses were very easily committed in that position, and that affected his relationship with his Gurudev, you. And he said that he felt himself dry spiritually, that all of the anything that was before anointed with some faith and some enjoyment felt dry. Another devotee shared that Maya's arrangements are there, and she claimed that before she didn't have difficulties for waking up early, reading, or even chanting, but now she's finding it difficult. Now she has never had the issue of having to read while walking, so she doesn't get distracted, or chanting without falling a bit asleep. So she said, I thought these were offenses, but I'm most hopefully believing that they are just probations for now, because now that she's studying, she's recognizing that how difficult it is, whereas she didn't have that before. So that was an interesting point she brought. And then another devotee shared that when there are offenses, so how to identify the patterns between my attitude towards others, my spiritual vitality, if it is offense or not. So they said that offenses are most likely when we justify ourselves for our mistakes and we're not looking forward to recognize them. But when we are being sincere, our ups and downs are just signs for us to get better. This is a reflection he brought. So something that is wrong and we continue to go for indicates aparadha. But trying to sincerely go through it is just the natural ups and downs and clearings of our past previous karmas until we become advanced devotees. These are the overall points that were shared. There are some
Very
new
good.
points coming, but I think this sums it up. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Very
Mataji. Shuddha Bhakti Mataji, can you unmute yourself?
Hare Krishna, Sri Gurudev Dandat Pranam. Please accept my most humble
Thank
and
you.
respectful obeisances unto the dust of your divine and beloved lotus feet again and again. Sri Gurudev devotee shared for first reflection that yes, many time it happens with us that our sadhana become chalked in different phases and areas. And for second question, we have some doubt about it, but still one Mataji shared that my attitude towards other is we starting finding faults when it happen with them, that they are getting downfall or are facing problem in their sadhana, then we become judgmental about others. But when it happens with ourselves, we become less judgmental, and we don't focus so much on ourselves. But on when it happens with other, we start saying that he or she has committed some aparadha or like this. And for discussion, when it is not aparadh, then enthusiasm of doing strong sadhana will be present. But when we do aparadh, we become hopeless for lifelong, and we will not be able to practice, and sometimes our practice may also stop due to offense. uh, when it is normal, then our mind may not be able to concentrate, but we still be what we call doing progress in our bhakti. But when we commit aparadh, then our progress finished. That's all, Silvate. Hare Krishna. Dhanapana.
Very well. Thank you for sharing that. All right.
Vishwambar Prabhu, can you just unmute yourself?
Hare Krishna Selvadev, please accept my most humble obeisances unto the dust
Hare
of your feet.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Go ahead.
Yes, Selvadev, many devotees express their views about the first question. Like when there is they have explained that yes, there were several times there were spiritual practices were choked, and there were fluctuations in their sadhana because of and lack of their spiritual strength. Means they were not getting proper strength to for chanting, and sadhana was also weak, and there was chances of fall down, and there were also they were struggling for they were struggling for doing their perfect sadhana, and they were lost their interest in hearing, chanting, and doing service. And after that after praying, they get their strength, and they get spiritual strength, and their sadhana again uplifted. And for the when there for normal spiritual sit down, and for aparadha induced difficulty, there where that the spiritual strength were they were not means their minds were there were distractions of mind, and they were not following the sadhana very strictly, and and there were tough times for them. Hare Krishna Singh.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
Good point.
you. Aman Prabhu, can you just unmute yourself and share your reflections?
Hare Krishna, Shri Gurudev, Nagar Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Gurudev, for the first question, a few devotees mentioned that they have faced difficulties where limbs of bhakti were performed for name's sake only, and the worst was no desire for improvement. But few devotees, other devotees were there who, by your grace, did not face such situation. For the second question, uh, devotees mention that direct effect of the dealings with the devotees were with the devotees and others were seen in their spiritual life. And regarding the third question discussion point, in case of aparadhas, we feel that firstly we were not honest or fortunate enough to realize that we have committed some aparadha, and then we in those situations we were not very enthusiastic in performing the limbs of bhakti. There was a deduction in taste or desire. Our attitude was very careless. We were seeing faults in devotees' system. Heart was very hard. Practice was at the level of karma or jnana rather than bhakti. And in case of normal spiritual ups and downs, devotees mention that results are in Krishna's hands. So if he desires, he may give favorable results. If he desires, we will struggle. But our enthusiasm remains same, being unexpected and being unexpected, not expecting the outcomes and being prayerful was is the only solution. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
All right, thank you for good sharing.
Thank you, Aman Prabhu. Madhavi Manjiri Devidasi, can you unmute yourself?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
For the first reflection, have I experienced periods where spiritual practices felt choked? Yes, when there is no awareness and then practically no training, and then when we are doing something mechanically, not knowing why we are doing what we are doing, there are chances of getting choked. And also devotees have mentioned that when they tempted to engage in sense gratification, time drifts away and then it impacts the next day chanting and then their usual daily work. And also when some expectations are not met, not fulfilled, it also impacts their chanting and hearing and that was the choke for the first reflection. Sorry. Second reflection was regarding the attitude towards others and spiritual vitality regarding patterns. So when we are behaving ideally in line with Sri Guru and Gauranga, then we could do nice services, nice chanting, maintaining proper consciousness, and our dealings with devotees in ideal way. But when we are not behaving ideally, then there is always a frustration, devastation, anxiety will be there. Then there will be no proper chanting, no consciousness. We feel hopelessness. We get dried up. And also others mentioned, I think, yeah, along the similar lines. And then regarding the discussion, for the normal ups and downs, we could get back on track by the mercy. We will somehow or other realize through association as such. And then for the major aparadhas like Vaishnava aparadha, we won't realize them that easily. And then gradually the taste for chanting, interest for going to temple and associating with devotees decreases. And then we start to engage more and more in non-Krishna conscious activities. That was it, Maharaj. Thank you.
Very good sharing. Thank you very much. Hari.
Thank you, Mataji. Now we can proceed with our PPT.
Oh, yes. The choking sensation, how Aparadha feels. When we are trying to clear ourselves of these Aparadhas, it is as though, and we can visualize, someone has hands on our throats. We can barely breathe. Our life force is cut off. Similarly, the Aparadhas are choking the growth of the creeper. We have to be careful, whether it is in our chanting, in our service, or in our association with sadhus and gurus. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Lord Chaitanya is taught, my holy name, which is a kalpa vriksha tree, destroys anyone who blasphemes my servants. Each morning before we chant our rounds, we recite the greatest of things, Sadhu Ninda, to be careful not to blaspheme devotees who have dedicated their life to. Each morning before we chant our rounds, we recite the greatest of things, Sadhu Ninda, to be careful not to blaspheme devotees who have dedicated their lives to the propagation of the holy name of the Lord. Yes, because we don't want to get choked up, lose interest, no appetite, no strength, no taste, losing the nourishment, delaying our journey of going back home, back to Godhead, or destroying many other people's lives. All right? Benediction or curse. That means all devotees. It does not say that we should only avoid blaspheming the Mahabhagavad, the Nitya Siddha, the Guru, or the Acharya. He said one should not blaspheme the devotees. Yes, whoever the devotee may be, whether Kalisa or Madhyam or Uttam, must be careful. When devotees respect and value each other sufficiently, they will realize that each devotee is carrying the potency to deliver a benediction or a curse. Mhm. Yes. Whatever service we perform in the holy pilgrimage places is amplified. Therefore, if we act properly, we will receive great blessings. But if we acted neglectfully or offensive, a negative consequence will be that much worse. We already discussed this, that it is multiplied by hundreds. Any good thing we do in a holy place and any bad thing we do in a holy place is multiplied by hundreds. Our interest, the purpose of going to the holy place is to go and magnify our progress in Christ by assisting with sadhus and hear Krishna Katha from them, do service to the sadhus, to the dham, and in this way we have the blessings of the sadhus, which will eventually be a blessing for our acharyas, the gurus, other devotees, and we get the permission and the ticket from Srimati Radharani as our result. Therefore, we spend our time to carefully see these things so we can know what to do, how to do it, and be free from stagnation or destruction. All right? Realization through contemplation. Continue your 30-day notebook with today's focus on overcoming criticism. In the Chaitanya Bhagavad, it states, raising his arm, the fair complexion Lord Gauranga declared to the world, renouncing criticism of others, everyone should chant Lord Krishna's name. I will personally deliver anyone who avoids criticizing others and who wants chant Krishna. I vow this is the truth. The practice. Tomorrow morning, before chanting round, make this vow. Today, before I chant, I vow I will not criticize any devotee, but out loud, not out loud, not in the mind, not subtly, not in any way. Lord Chaitanya, you promise to deliver anyone who avoids criticism. I am taking your vow seriously. Today, I will choose chanting over criticism, over criticizing. If critical thought come, I will replace them with your names. Protect me from the hands around my throat. Let me mindfully and spiritually breathe today. Evening journaling. How difficult was it for me to maintain this vow and why? Very good. Throughout the day, every time critical thought arises, I immediately chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And if one is trying to do something serious, there will always be something on a temptation also be very, very serious. And even if one is chanting Hare Krishna, the mind will start trying to do something. So better that we go to speak with some devotees. We should go and speak with some devotees. Something Krishna conscious. This way the mind will leave us alone. And it will be free to do the needful. Right? All right. Acting meditation. Daily meditation. If an individual maintains humility and compassion, constantly focusing on Shastra, honoring sadhus and serving the Guru, there is no question of losing the shelter of Radha and Krishna. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurudev. Gurudev, we have 3 questions already, 2 from yesterday and 1 in the chat box.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
From YouTube, yesterday Gitanjali Mataji had asked a question. Hare Krishna Maharaj, how can we make out that a deviation has happened due to offense? How can such a devotee be helped, especially if they are sure what they are doing is right?
Whatever it is, deviation is deviation. Are they coming from? Any channel deviation is coming from. The deviation means that we have derailed. So the best thing is to look for a solution. And for one who is not fortunate, one who is not fortunate to see that he or she has done something wrong and is justifying that he didn't see anything wrong. That means that our situation is very, very, very pathetic, very, very serious. Our disease is very serious. That's what it means. So it's better for us to always check in with some senior devotees how we can make advancement in Christian consciousness. One who does this will always be helped. I will pass through some difficulties easily because we have guides. It's always good for us to look for a senior person who can confess. You can always ask advice. Take some advice. How can we improve our Christian consciousness? Even if you think that we are Mahabhagavats, the sign that we are Mahabhagavats is that we are constantly checking and appreciating others, appreciating Krishna consciousness by requesting help from others. All right.
Thank you, Gurudev. Gurudev, yesterday's one more question is from Aman Prabhu. He has mentioned, thank you, Srila Gurudev, for the opportunity. You are the bearer of the divinity coming from Krishna, and these classes are perfect testimonial to the same. Gurudev, in Monday's class, you mentioned 4.10, being freed from attachment, fear, anger. Exactly same is mentioned in Bijit Bhagavad Gita 2.56, and similar thing is mentioned in 5.27-28. Gurudev, if you consider appropriate, please explain what is special about these three: attachment, fear, and anger, as these are being repeatedly spoken about by Sri Krishna. Please forgive me for any offense in making of this question. Thank you so much.
Anger, crude, fear, these things are prominent anarthas in the life of conditioned soul. Therefore, Krishna is, who is very conscious about this, is addressing them repeatedly. And if we want to get our messages clear, we should repeat them regularly. We should repeat them regularly. Every important thing we want to make it an affirmation. We should constantly repeat them. We should know these things. So Krishna is a perfect teacher. He's doing it, constantly reminding us about what is our common and dangerous experiences or practices, or the forces which is always comforting us every day. Yes. If we want to, especially for those of us who have no taste for hearing or for reading, and if we want to develop this, so Krishna has given us all these things, so we can be selecting what to read by going to this anger. How many times Krishna mentioned it? Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, then go through it. By the time we do this thing, we develop taste to overcome them, and also for hearing and for reading. All right.
Thank you, Gurudev. Gurudev, there is one question in the chat box. It's by Gaura Dayanatha Dasa. He's mentioned Hare Krishna Mata. Okay, he's mentioned Hare Krishna Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances to your holiness, lotus feet, and Srila Prabhupada. It is stated in verse 2 of the Updeshamrita that if one becomes overly engaged in 6 activities, their devotional service is ruined. What is the difference between the destruction caused by the 6 activities and Radha Shunya? Do these 6 activities increase due to Radha Shunya? What is the connection between the 6 activities and Radha Shunya? Could Your Holiness please go deep on this topic?
The 6 things Swarupa Goswami mentioned, one of them is or by endeavoring for mundane things which are difficult to obtain. Which means what? Greed. A greedy person will endeavor for this thing. A greedy person will, a greedy person has a chance to become critical about everybody and everything. Because you don't see anything good in others. As a greedy person, we don't see anything good in any person. It is very easy to make offense, to criticize, to blaspheme. Why? He's greedy, he's contaminated. So all of them, all the 6 things has the power to lead us to making offenses or to become critical about others. Our collecting funds, unnecessary association. They had a breeding ground for offenses, for criticism. When people come together to discuss business, they are discussing how I can first cheat you before you cheat me. Not to share Christian consciousness, not to share your success, it to see how where you are weak in the course of discussing where you are weak, so I can sell my good to you in a higher price, or I can give you a less quality product, even though you have paid for a high quality product. That is the mindset of greedy people, people who are addicted to sense gratification, who have bad association. So they are all together. Therefore, our chariots have carefully analyzed them and put them in a perfect way so we can understand. If one can avoid being greedy, you will never criticize anyone because you don't have anything to criticize on any person. Never. There's nothing. You won't see anything. You always see the good thing that you should talk about to appreciate. So a materially minded person, when he look at you, he's looking at you in the terms of exploitation, exploiting you. So they are all connected, and therefore we are going through them carefully so we can understand where we are and avoid Aparadhas so we can be successful in Christian consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. Next.
We would like to ask Shweta Mataji to unmute herself.
Dear Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, Dharanvat Pranam, my humble and respectful obeisances unto you. Guru Maharaj, as we know, you are pure devotee, representative of Lord Krishna to serve, to uh, deliver us. So my question is how can I serve my Guru Maharaj and my father in a way that I remember him most of the times, and I don't do any aparadh, because I don't know in which category I falls. Kanishtha, I think in Kanishtha only I falls. So this is first question, and second question pops up in my mind. I know pure devotee never falls, but I really don't know if they falls also. So I don't want me to be the cause of fall of any pure devotee. So what precautions should we take if a pure devotee, if falls or not fall, I don't know. So I don't want my Guru Maharaj to suffer anything.
A pure devotee cannot fall down if he's pure. If he's not pure, that's a different thing. If he's pure, he cannot fall. We have to understand the difference between pure and not pure. If he's pure, then he cannot fall. If he's not pure, then he's not pure. So he's affected by contamination. The sinful activities of the disciples will not make the master to fall, except if he becomes greedy, and which is a sign that he's not a pure devotee. Then he'll have to, not because of sin. You know that if a disciple break principle, the guru will fall down. No. They will stop chanting Sisira and then the guru will fall down. No. He may have a bodily weakness because of the connection. We have body weakness and a bad dream, as the Prophet says, bad dream, but he will not fall down. That is not there. Zero. Cannot. Yes, may have weakness and bad dreams. He will not fall down. What will touch him? This is pure devotee. What will touch him? It's a touch stone. Pure devotee is a touch stone. Yeah. So that is a disciple should be careful not to be casual, even if it is one father or one's mother or whatever. We are not babies. We should be careful not to be casual, irresponsible. If we're irresponsible, then we can make nonsense. But one who is very responsible, and every parent expects the children to be responsible children because they are going to carry everything forward after the father is not there. So every parent expects the children to be responsible so they can represent him nicely. That is expectation. So if we are trying to be responsible, we are trying to be genuine children, bona fide children, disciples or servants, removing all cheating propensities in our dealings. And everything will go smooth, everything will go fine. We will do everything nicely. One devotee was "Oh Guruji, I'm not a good cook, please. I'm not very good in cooking, and please overlook my faulty preparations." I said, I'm not eating your expertise in cooking. I'm eating the love you have in your mind for cooking. That is what I will eat, not your expertise in cooking. Your expertise in cooking has nothing to do with me. But your love in cooking this has something to do. So whatever you cook, if love is there, even if it is sand you cooked, I will eat it because love is there. That is the process. Next question.
Hare Krishna.
Call whoever is there, that is the next question.
Hamsaduta
If he's not
Prabhu.
there, we can go forward.
Hamsaduta Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Not hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, please can you accept my special obeisance to your divine lotus feet? All glory to Jai Guru
Thank
Srila
you.
Prabhupada, and all glory to wonderful Assembled devotees. Thank you for the opportunity. Maharaj, my question is sometimes like choking and distress in the mind and everything. you teach us about how offensive and how dangerous it is if a devotee or somebody who's not a devotee blaspheme about sadhus and Vaishnavas. And this sufferness go to generations. And Maharaj, my question is that if somebody is blaspheming a devotee or sadhus, and his children or his relatives don't in support of that, and they will try to talk to the person, what you are doing is not good, you have to stop blaspheming the devotees, and you continue doing it, are you still going to be suffer for that, or what do you have to do in situations like this? This is my question, dear Guru Maharaj.
All right. If the parents are fortunate to know about this, and greatly, like we see in our tradition, Sringi, because Maharaj Parikshit. So he cursed Maharaj Parikshit to die in 7 days. And his father regretted it so much and chastised him so severely. In the purpose, the Prabhupada mentioned that although the boy represents the entrance of Kali Yuga, therefore Krishna arranged that these things to be done by a boy, so that the Brahmanas will not have the reaction of being the cause of offending a devotee by cursing Maharaj Parikshit. It was arranged that the boys should do this so that others will not take the reaction. So if one is not in support of the mischief, a relative, and the relative is denounced or rejected and condemned for doing something, and they have all gone to beg, they will not be affected by the offenses committed. The person who committed will take it alone, because other family members are attuned by repenting from it seriously and going as far as begging permission from the offended person. So you're hopeful now?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Sometimes the elders, if you try to tell them this is not good, they become more angry and offense, and they make you also commit more offense. So thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Gurudev, we have 2 more questions. One Jayananda Prabhu and one is in the chat box.
All right. Not hearing you. Not hearing you. Check your speaker, Prabhu.
Now it's good, Maharaj.
Yes.
Please accept my humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you.
All glories to Bhakti. Tirtha Swami, all glories to Prabhupada. Maharaj, my question is regarding the on reflection exercise. We know we have different types of aparadha, like we have seva aparadha, dhamma aparadha, and the offenses already named. And each aparadha carries different weightage. The question is, if we do like minor aparadha, like seva aparadha, then how it will impact on the person? And when we do like Vaishnava aparadha, then what will be the consequence? How we can distinguish? Is it in our like?
Even materially speaking, if you steal $10,000, materially speaking, if you steal $10,000, and someone else has taken billions, will you be judged the same punishment?
No.
No. So in the hellish planet, there are different divisions. Why different divisions? Because the division is greater according to the level, the gravity of offense being committed. So everything is perfectly arranged. Perfectly arranged. There's no mistake. Even in the hellish planet, there's no mistake there. not that someone is going to give him, he has killed a mosquito, is going to give him 10 years in jail. And someone has killed a Brahmana, is going to give 10 years in jail. It's not like that. We're going to pay according to the gravity, the level of our offenses. If you offend a pure devotee, 100% pure, the consequence is 100% pure, devastating. If you offend a person who is 50%, you get the result like that, 50% punishment. So it is nicely graded. There's no cheating there. There's no cheating there. And once you think that, yes, I can do 10-minute offense and then so I will be less punished. No, you should not. You should try to avoid as much as possible. Yes, what's the question?
The question is it in our power to distinguish that we have done such type of offense, or we have to consult, like you're telling, superiors or senior devotees, so that they can help us?
According to Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada used to quote. Which is best? Karma Daiva Netrena. When we have done something wrong, the higher authorities now will decide, not in our hands. The higher authority who will decide the penalty for what we have done, not we. Yamara will decide. We don't have to decide again. One devotee did something wrong, telling me, "No, Gurudev, don't punish me. I'm just very sincere. I'm telling you that I did something wrong, but don't punish me, Gurudev. Don't punish me. Just leave me. I am a child. No, I'm just a child." So you are a child, and you know that you have done something. A child doesn't know you're doing something wrong. So you know you have done something wrong deliberately, and they're coming to tell me how should deal with it. You don't have that power. You don't have that power. We will deal with it according to our understanding, not about your own understanding. So if you have the knowledge to be able to tell me what I should do, then you should be able to know what you shouldn't do. Make sense?
Yes, thank you, Gurumaharaj.
Gurudev, we have one question in the chat box from Vaishali Mataji. She's mentioning, Hare Krishna Maharajji, please accept my humble obeisances unto your lotus. Maharajji, if somebody has hurt us and we are criticizing that person in our mind, which is our unconscious defense mechanism, will we be getting aparadha of that also? If yes, then how can we stop those thoughts? Kindly
You
enlighten.
just stop it. It's not good. It's not good. We know it's not good. So you should stop it. You don't need to go and then consult astrologer to tell us to stop it. If you stop it, it's not good. If someone have done something wrong to us, we should openly tell the person, if you can, you should tell the person that, see, I'm not comfortable with this you did. I didn't like it. And I feel that it's not a good thing because the activity does not encourage me to tell. If you cannot tell, and we're keeping it in the mind, and we already discussed that grudge means what? Grudge, we're carrying fire. Grudge means, malice means we're carrying fire. Nobody carry fire and remain peaceful. So it's not the person who is being burnt, it is you who's carrying the fire that is burnt. The person might have forgotten what they have done to you, but you are carrying it, it is you who will be burnt. Better they don't carry it. So we should train our mind, we're discussing, to remove ourselves from such dangerous situations. If we continue to meditate on the bad person, or the bad thing the person is doing, who is being contaminated? The person or me who is carrying that? It is me, because that is my meditation. And what we are meditating, that is what I am. It's not a person. It is me who is meditating like this. That person is not meditating the way I'm meditating. I'm not meditating on the bad things that is being done. So it is me who is contaminating myself the most. If I love myself, I shouldn't do that. So remove it from the mind by thinking about Krishna, something positive, planning our Krishna consciousness, to plan our services, to plan how to progress in Krishna consciousness. That is the reason we are discussing this. So we know exactly what to do, what to avoid, and why we should avoid this thing we have been discussing. So we should have a clear understanding so we can do the right thing always. All right?
Gurudev, we have last question. Do you have time to?
Yes, and take it before we go.
Okay. Anuragini Sudevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, accept my humble obeisance at your divine lotus feet, Maharaj. So in this slide you have shared like that is my not out loud, not in mind, and not subtly. So the subtly when we are walking or some other activities, the subtly it goes of running in mind, and then in the mind level, it's sometimes it may pull us and it make to scold others. The mind will started to scold naturally and about them others, and then in loudly the anger comes outside and it will be like a burst in that situation. So how to cross this mind level and subtly and as well as, so it's very difficult in that situation, Maharaj. Even in chanting also, the mind pulls certain even previous activities and previous conversations.
We have to train the mind in something positive, something better. If you want to take a knife from the child's hand, you should give him sweets. Then you can take away the knife. If you take it directly, the child is going to cry and disturb you. Give him sweets. So the same way, if we want the mind not to be this, should train the mind in hearing something about Krishna, something positive about Krishna. We are not hearing enough. We should hear more and more. We should give attention to hear and hear properly so that the things which we hear, like the exercises we're doing, the idea is to help us keep this thing in mind and work on them. By this, we are neglecting the mind. This is what it means. We are neglecting the mind. I cannot say, okay, I'm going to neglect the mind. This is it's not practical accurate. How to neglect the one is the exercises we're doing. That we're not thinking about the mind. We are planning how to live a better life. So in this way, the mind is not here. And eventually, if you control it, the mind will forget us. We have mentioned many times that it is not in the examination hall we want to learn how to control anger. It did not want somebody as make us angry that we're going to practice anger, not getting free from anger. We have to be practicing before, so that by the time the time comes, it is time to check how we are overcoming it. You know, we have to be practicing before this time of test. We don't see the exam before learning. We see for exam after learning. So we should be carefully practicing all the exercises, remembering them. Oh, no. We have discussed this. Yeah, we have discussed this. You think about it. And we get contemplation. Contemplation will bring realization because the communication with the super soul. More ideas, more realization, more things will come. And that is how the mind continues to be deeper and deeper and deeper into this thing. And you forget about unnecessary things. That's the idea. Hare Krishna, Srila
Hare Krishna
Prabhupada
Maharaj.
ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. I hope all of you enjoy your Gopastami today. I see Lotus feet. Simati Radharani. Here. It's Gopa Vesh. It's Gopa Vesh. Yes, we're trying this morning. Is it clear?
Yes, Gurudev.
Yes, we're trying to do this morning. And we're also talking about Srivasacharya, one of our favorite acharyas. Srivasacharya is the expansion of not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally called him to come. He was calling him. He started from Jagannath Puri. But Chaitanya personally prayed to Lord Jagannath to bring a devotee to represent him. So Lord Jagannath smiled. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also smiled. Both of them were smiling. So at this point, we should understand, at this point, Krishna Yellow Jagannath is smiling. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is smiling. So Radha and Krishna, they are sending their devotee representative to come. So Srivasacharya is expansion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Narottam Das is expansion of Lord Nityananda. And he has a very wonderful life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically appointing his guru for him. He appointed his mother and father. So wonderful. Everything perfectly arranged. And I'm just cutting it. I just want to say one thing before we go. When he came to Srinivasacharya, came to Srinivas, his name is Srinivas, Gopal, Jiva Goswami gave him the title Srinivasacharya. So Jiva Goswami gave him that title. Not his guru, Gopal Patak Goswami. He didn't give him that. It is Jiva Goswami who gave him that title, Acharya, Srinivasacharya. So when he came to Navadvip, that time Vishnu Priya was still there. And he didn't come directly to Yopi. He went to bank of Ganga, crying seriously. See, his eyes are continuously moistened with tears due to the pain of separation from Gadadhara Pandit. He was to learn Srimad Bhagavatam from Gadadhara Pandit. But Gadadhara Pandit was also in pain of separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Both of them were in pain. When the Srinivasacharya came and chanted Chaitanya, Nityananda, Gadadhara Pandit, he was in deep pain for separation. He was shedding tears, but he opened his eyes. Who has called my Lord? Who has called my Lord? And immediately they understood each other. You are Srinivas. You must be Srinivas. And they had a little discussion. Gadadhara Pandit taught him Bhagavatam for a few days and asked him to go and see Narahari Sarakara. He went, and getting there, he told Narahari Sarakara Thakura, I want to go back. Give me permission to go back and study Bhagavatam from Gadadhara Pandit. He said, please go immediately. Go immediately. But before he could leave, he was informed that the Pandit had left, disappeared because of too much pain, separation. He disappeared. So Srinivasacharya lamented seriously. He lamented. He cried. He cried. And then finally he decided to visit Navadvip. So when he got to Navadvip, Vamsi Vardhanananda Thakura saw him at the bank of Ganga. And looking at him, because he's a devotee, he was able to recognize that he's a devotee. He came to him. Without introduction, they met each other. The devotee knows a devotee. He came to him. Both of them started talking. He would be looking at his future, looking at his dominion, looking at his effulgence, looking at his utterances. Gadadhara Pandit, Chaitanya, Nityananda. He understood, yeah, this is the boy. This is the boy. This is the boy. So he went back to the house and informed, and then Isan came and saw him also. Three of them, they were together discussing. So Isan went back to Vishnu Priya and informed her that this is a sweet boy, very sweet boy. He must be Srinivasacharya. He's just here at the bank of Ganga. He's very lean because he's not eating. So Vishnu Priya said, take rice and the necessary ingredients. Go and give it to him. Tell him to cook and eat. So Isan took the rice. The content of the rice is meant for one person. So he took the rice, meant for only one person. And went back to Srinivas and gave him the rice. And requested him, please, my dear, you should cook this and eat it. So Srinivas took it and started cooking. When it was close when it is close to completing and offering the food, Sri Vishnu Priya sent 10 sannyasis to go and meet Srinivas. He want to taste his devotion and renunciation. You want to magnify it. You want to say taste. It tells me that I'm not sure what I do. That is not the case. It's not the case. You want to advertise, you want to promote his devotion and his renunciation. So Vishnu Priya sent 10 sannyasis, go and meet Srinivas at the bank of Ganga and ask him for food. So the 10 sannyasis came to Srinivas Acharya when he is doing his offering. When he's doing his offering. And Srinivas, with the whole heart, full respect in his heart, he offered that respect to the 10 sannyasis. And the 10 sannyasis, they were very happy to see him. And they said, Acharya, we are very, very hungry. Can you give us something to eat? Srinivas Acharya said, yes, my dear, please just sit down and I will serve you prasadam. He said, look, this food you prepared, it is for only one person. How will you serve this to 10 people? Srinivas Acharya said, my dear sannyasis, don't worry. Don't worry. Just sit down in rows. So they sat in 2 rows. And Srinivas said, this is Krishna Prasada. It has potency. I want to show you the potency of Krishna Mahaprasada. Don't worry about the quantity. Just eat something and you see that you'll be satisfied. So they sat down and Srinivas Acharya served them the whole thing. His 10 sannyasis were eating the food meant for one person. But all of them couldn't finish a quantity in their plate. Their belly was full, completely full. They were filled with bread. When one is premised, and not English, not in the dictionary. Not in the dictionary. If you go to English, you'll not find it. Premised, when one is premised, when one has gotten premised, one will not be hungry. One grain can fill the belly. So they were filled with bread. We are eating full plate of prasadam and ask for more. It means what? The cook has missed one ingredient. And the devotees were eating also will miss one ingredient. Both of us are missing one ingredient, and that is prema. So they were fully satisfied. Congratulated Srinivas Acharya and went away by the arrangement of Vishnu Priya. Vishnu Priya then came after that to see Srinivas Acharya. When she came and saw Srinivas, this is small, so to speak, literally speaking, small, young. Oh, how can I open my face to look at the boy's face? Okay, I will pray to my Lord to give me the qualification to do that. I will open my face so I can look at his face. So she sent for Srinivas Acharya to come to the house and see her. But Srinivas Acharya has this potency because he is meant for distributing pure love of Godhead. Srivasacharya ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Guru.
You should not forget this, so remember this, so that the mind will not go anywhere. That is my idea. Just idea. Keep it in the mind. Think about it. See us. Today also you get a Pandit. Gadodara Pandit. No Gadodara our Panchatattva Gadodara. This is Gadodara Das. He's a disciple of non-Nityananda Prabhu. He also has a very remarkable life. He's the only person who went to a very dangerous Muslim killer. He's a Muslim, but he's a killer. Very dangerous. People fear him. He's like cancer, exactly like cancer. So one day, Gadadhara Pandit went to him. What did he rascal, Kazi? Hearing this, people were terrified because they know this man is demonic, and someone is calling him rascal, and he's a devotee in his house. People were terrified. This is the Kazi's family members. They were terrified. They don't know what is going to happen. That this man will come and kill this boy. Well, Gadadhara didn't mind him. What is this rascal Kazi? Come here. I want to see him. They were afraid. So when they came out and saw Gadadhara dance, Gadadhara said, we're looking at him. We're looking at Gadadhara dance. His demonic influence went down. So he didn't show his demonic nature. People were shocked. The first time they could see this. So he said, yes, Gadadhara Das. What have you come here for? Gadadhara Das said, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, they came with the treasure of the holy name and they have been disputing. People are taking. It's only a demon like you have not taken. People held their head. This man, he called him a demon. People held their head. This man is in danger. But the Kazi did not react negatively as usual. He was calm, very, very composed, something they have never seen in his entire life. Then he told Gadadhara, okay, Gadadhara, please, please, you go home. Tomorrow, I will chant Hare Krishna. Gadadhara said, why tomorrow? You already chanted Hare Krishna, so why should I come tomorrow? That's all. You finish. Yeah, sinful life for millions of lives have been destroyed. See Gadadhara Das ki jai. Hare Krishna. See all of you tomorrow happily, and we'll continue with Radha Sunya. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti. There's another devotee, Dhananjay. We'll talk about that. Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, devotees, for joining the class. And I think today's surgery is also, it was very important for us. And we will follow the prescription and go deeper in our reflections and start working on us. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, same time. Hari Bol.
অনাদি করম ফলে করি ভবানব জলে অনাদি করম ফলে করি ভবানব জলে দেখি পায় অনাদি কর্ম ফলে হরি নম জলে চরিবারে না দে উপায় এ বিষয় হলা হলে বিমানিসি জলে মন কভু সুখ নাহি পায় বিষয় হলে হলে বিমানিসি হিয়া জলে মন কভু সুখ নাহি পায় কর্ম ফলে হরি ভবা নব জলে অনাদি কর্ম ফলে হরি ভবা নব জলে তরি বরে নদে বিষয় হলা হলে বিমানিসি জলে মন কভু সুখ নাহি পায় ও হলা হলে বিমানিসি হিয়া জলে তরি মানে দেখি আমি উপায় দেখি নাই আমি উপায় দেখি নাই বিষয় বিশালে উপায় দেখি আমি উপায় দেখি অনাদি কর্ম ফলে হরি ভবান অনাদি কর্ম ফলে হরি ভবান নবজনে তরি মারে দেখি পায় আশা পাশ শত শত ক্লেশোদয় বিরত প্রবৃত্তি উন্মীল তাহে খেলা আশা পাশ শত শত ক্লেশোদয় বিরত प्रवृत्ति उर्मिलाता है खेला काम क्रोध आदि অবসান হইল বেশি বেলা অনাদি করম ফলে হরি ভবা নব জলে অনাদি ফলে হরি মানে না দেখি অনাদি ফলে জ্ঞান কর্ম ঠগ দুই মোরে প্রতারিয়ালয় জ্ঞান কর্ম কর্ম দুই মোরে প্রতারিয়ালয় অবশেষে ফেলে সিন্ধু জলে জ্ঞান কর্ম ঠগ দুই জ্ঞান কর্ম ঠগ দুই মোরে প্রতারিয়ালয় অবশেষে ফেলে সিন্ধু জলে এ হেন সময়ে বন্ধু তুমি কৃষ্ণ কৃপা সিন্ধু এ হেন সময়ে বন্ধু তুমি কৃষ্ণ কৃপা সিন্ধু কৃপা করি হলো মর বলে জ্ঞান কর্ম ঠগ দুই মোরে প্রতারয়ালয় অবশেষে ফেলে সিন্ধু জলে এহেন সময়ে বন্ধু তুমি কৃষ্ণ কৃপা সিন্ধু কৃপা করি